Start speaking hope into your life the way you want things to be. Hello, y'all. I'm Diana Brienne. You know, it's easy to get into a negative mindset, especially when you've been disappointed over and over, whether it's in a person, a relationship, a job, a social setting, or really anything else. Maybe it's financially, you've had a lot of disappointment. And you don't want to get your hopes up because if you do, you might be disappointed again. So you become pessimistic and you become negative and you really only go over and over the negativity that can come. Well, I believe in speaking positive over our lives. Just because we speak positive over our lives doesn't mean that things are going to turn out exactly the way we want or hope for. They could even turn out better. And yet, when we speak positive words over our lives, it gives us a different mindset. It gives us a different feeling. It gives us a different direction. When we speak negative words over our lives, that also gives us a different direction. And so what we want to do is we want to speak positive words over our lives so that, well, maybe we are lining things up for positive things to happen. And so we're creating actions that are going to perhaps create positive things to happen. But when we get into the mindset of talking negative over our relationships, over people that have disappointed us over and over and over, nothing positive is going to probably come other than we feel self-protected. We feel self-protected from getting disappointed again. But I would rather put myself in the mindset of thinking positive about people that have even disappointed me over and over. That doesn't mean that I'm not realistic. It doesn't mean I build my life around the hope that they're going to change. It just means I begin to see things from a positive perspective in some which way. And so instead of saying, oh, there's just such an awful person, maybe I will find an attribute about that person that is very positive. And then I can say, you know, they're very, very good at, cleaning the kitchen sink. In other words, I'm looking for something positive about them, even though really it's easy to focus on the negative. Maybe there's so many things negative about that person, it's hard to find the positive. But if you look close enough and you shift gears and you start to look at the positive, you may very well find it. And it's the same way with that job that you're complaining about. It's not saying to deny the reality. It's not saying to not work at improving your life or making changes. It's just saying that while you're in that position, to find something positive. Look at the good in your life. Look at the good in your finances. Yes, you may have a lot of bills, but are you getting plenty enough to eat? Or are you able to pay the electricity bill this month? You know, look at what is positive in your life, in any situation. Maybe you've had a health crisis. And I understand that because, as you all know, my husband went through the cancer diagnosis. And that's all different. You know, I've done a lot of videos on that. And it was a very scary time. And it was a time that, well, it had shook us. And yet, I remained positive. I kept saying over and over, you're going to be well. You're going to be well. You're going to get through this. And he did. And he's 100% cancer-free. Now, did I know that was going to happen when I kept saying, you're going to be cancer-free? I didn't know. But it sure felt better to say he was going to be cancer-free than to focus my mind on the worst that could have happened. And so I'm not saying deny reality. I'm not saying don't prepare for reality. But I am saying get into the mindset of being positive over your life, speaking positive words instead of speaking negative words over and about that person or about that job. We can embrace the reality. We can embrace, the truth and the negative, the negative side of it. But let's embrace the positive as well. And when we begin to embrace the positive, often that kind of has a snowball effect. And what was negative now is beginning to become positive because we're only speaking positive over those people, over those relationships, over that job, over our finances. So that begins to take up speed. And before we know it, we could be running in a very positive direction with all of those things. Okay? From my house to yours, may God bless you. I hope you like, share, subscribe, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.